Summit Teacher 7, Mr. Berry here. This is lesson number 10 for the Computer Literacy course. Now today we'll be going over using Google Sheets. And last week, if you were there, we went over Google Sheets and we compared it to Microsoft Excel and all the similarities there. If you missed that video, here's a link to the video. I have it up above me there. And you click there and you can see that one there. Today we'll be going over a quick introduction to Google Sheets. Then we'll be looking at its tools and features. Then we'll be getting into the practice part of the lesson and actually using it to create a worksheet. So let's get started with the lesson. Google Sheets is a spreadsheet application which features calculation, graphing, and table tools. Sheets is very useful in creating workbooks such as home and business budget spreadsheets. Here's a list of some of the features in the version of Google Sheets that we'll be working with today. There's offline support. Yes, create and edit spreadsheets without an internet connection after setting up offline access in Chrome from your Google Drive. Speed. New spreadsheets load and scroll much faster, removing many of the limits of formula complexity and spreadsheet size. We now have advanced formula editing. The function editing tools help you build very complex formulas now. Spreadsheet functions. You can use functions such as sum ifs, count ifs, and average ifs to find the values of multiple cells. Filter views. You can create, save, and apply multiple filter views, which allow you to better analyze data without changing what your collaborators see. You can also import or convert Excel, .csv, .txt, or ODS formatted data to a Google spreadsheet. Export Excel, .csv, .txt, and ODS formatted data as well as PDF and HTML files. Use formula editing to perform calculations on your data and use formatting to make it look just the way that you'd like. Chat in real time with others who are editing your spreadsheet with you. Create charts with your data. Embed a spreadsheet or individual sheets of your spreadsheet on your blog or even on your website. These are just a few of the features that we'll be working with today in Google Sheets. So before we actually get into the practice part of using Google Sheets with my classroom, let's first show how I use Google Sheets. So normally I would go and start with a new tab, and I go over here to my Google Apps, and I usually go into my Google Drive. From there I'll go New, and then go down here to Google Sheets. First thing I do is let's give it a name such as budget. And so I'm going to create a budget, and I can resize my column. So I'll do that here, and I'll have my bills. So I'll say bill 1, and now if I go in and I drag this corner down, it counts up my bills for me. So I have bill 1 through 8. On this one here, I can have my months. So let's say that I have January, and then if I drag this block over, you'll put in the months for me. Then I'll say the word total, and now I'm going to be putting in some numbers for the bills. Now let's say that bill number 2 was recurring, so it's always the same, as well as bill number 5 is recurring. So I can simply drag those out that are recurring, meaning the same bill every month. I simply drag it out like that. For the other bills or not. So I'll change those. So now I have my numbers in for my bills. Now if I want these in dollars, I simply highlight those, and I go over here to where we have the dollar mark, and this is the format as currency. So I'll do that now, and it puts in the dollar sign and the cents. I can do that actually if I click on the letter E, it'll highlight the entire column. I can do the same thing. Now to put in the totals, all I have to do is go over here to More and click on the Sigma. And so let's see what kind of functions that we have. I want to do the sum, and now I'm going to highlight the numbers I want to be added up. and I hit the enter key once, and it puts in that total. I click back in that cell, and notice at the lower right hand corner of that cell is that little block. I pull that block down, and it repeats that function all the way down. So I've created a budget for the first 3 months of the year for my 8 bills. If I want to do more totals, I could go over here and type in total, click on where I want the first total to be, go to more, and then go to the sigma, bring down, and let's say I want sum, so I find more. And now I'm going to highlight what I want to be added to that one there. Once I've highlighted the numbers, I hit the enter key once, and it puts the total down there. Click back into that cell and then drag this one across, and now I see my totals for every single month as well as the full total for the entire time period. My titles for my bills were not that large, so I could actually drag this one back, and I can resize these this way. If I want these to be a different color, I simply go over here to the text color, and let's make them dark blue and bold. There you go. Hey, and before we get started with the practice portion of the lesson, I would like to invite anyone who hasn't done so, please hit subscribe so you can be subscribed to my channel, and click on the bell icon so you receive notifications when new lessons are uploaded. And if you like these types of videos, please click on thumbs up and share the video, as that's the only way that this video actually gets promoted. Also, throughout the lesson, at any time, if I go too fast, you can always hit that space bar to pause the video, or use your arrow keys to go back or forward about 5 seconds or so I can repeat certain steps in case you miss them. So now let's get started with the practice portion of the lesson. Let's get started by finding Google Sheets. Number 1, start the Chrome browser or Chromebook and log into your Google account. Number 2, click on the apps icon found on the bookmarks bar or within a new tab. Number 3, the app screen will load showing the apps that are installed on your account. Number 4, click on the Drive icon. Number 5, the Google Drive app should load. Number 6, the Google Drive will load as seen here. Number 7, double-click on the Projects folder to open it. Number 8, once it opens, you will see the documents that you have created in the past. Number 9, click on the New button found in the upper left-hand corner of the Drive app. 10, a menu will pop down. 11, click on the green Google Sheets icon. If you are asked to create this document in a shared folder, click on Create and Share. Number 12, the Google Sheets will load as seen here. 13, give the spreadsheet the title Project 9 Home Budget. You can do this by keying in the new title and then you hit the enter key once. 14, after naming the spreadsheet, the blank sheet should be visible as seen here. Before starting our first Google Sheets projects, let's look at the Google Sheets user interface and some of its features. You'll notice that we have the Sheets title found in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. You can always rename or give your spreadsheet a name simply by clicking in this spot and then typing in the new name. Below that we have the menus bar, and below that we have the main toolbar. Then we have the insert function area. We have our row names and our column names here where it starts A, B, C and going on there. Down at the bottom of your screen you'll have your view options as well as your sheet number. And we also see our scroll bars lining on the right hand side and on the lower corner of our screen. Google Sheets uses columns that go down the page and rows that go across it, as we see here. The columns use letters for identification, starting with the letter A and going on into infinity. The rows start with 1 and go on into infinity. Special areas within the spreadsheet. The cell. The cells within the spreadsheet can contain a variety of information, which includes numbers, letters, and formulas. The Highlight All button. This one plain button will highlight the entire spreadsheet and allow for any changes made to affect all of the cells within the spreadsheet at once. The Sheet tabs. These buttons can be found in the lower left-hand corner of the spreadsheet. Their function is to change which spreadsheet is being viewed. More sheets can be added by clicking on the plus symbol. The Sheets tabs can be dragged to different locations as well. Using Google Sheets menu bar. The menu bar runs across the top of the window and functions the same way as the menu bar does in Google Docs. We have the File menu. We notice that we can share the document. We can create a new, open existing work, rename it, make a copy, move to a folder, or move it to trash. We can even import a spreadsheet from another app or from another location, perhaps even from the hard drive of our computer. We can see the revision history, spreadsheet settings. We can download the spreadsheet in many ways here. We can publish to the web, email collaborators, email as attachment, or even print it. Under the Edit menu, we have the Undo, Redo, Cut, Copy, Paste, Find, Replace, Delete values. We can even delete rows or columns or clear the notes. Under the View menu, we have Freeze, Grid Lines, Protect Ranges, Formula Bar, All Formulas, Hidden Sheets, Compact Controls, and even Full Screen where it hides all the menus and tools. Under the Insert menu, we have where we can insert a row above, row below, or 15 rows and 15 rows below. Column left, column right. New sheet, we can insert comments, notes, a function, chart, image, a link, form, or drawing. Under Format, we can format the number, font, font size, bold, italic, underline, strike through, align the information within our cells, merge cells, text wrapping, conditional formatting, and clear formatting. Under Data, we can sort our sheet. We can even sort the range. We can name ranges, protect sheets and ranges. We can filter our data, filter the views, pivot table report, and validation. Under Tools, we can create a form, script gallery, script editor, spelling, enable autocomplete, notification rules, protect sheet, and personal dictionary. Under Add-ons, we can do more with sheets, looking for even more sheet features, or we can get a few by looking in the add-ons here. And then of course we have Help, which is Sheets Help. We can report a problem, report abused copyright, functions list, or even keyboard shortcuts. Under the main toolbar, we have these different icons, such as the print icon where it prints out our spreadsheet, undo, redo, where it undoes our mistakes, or redos our last actions. Next, you can apply formatting rules you've used in one set of cells to another separate set of cells using the Paint Format tool. On a $, you can add the currency mark to the selected numbers on the spreadsheet. Percentage converts the numbers into a percentage. Decrease, increase the decimal places changes the decimal places displayed for the numbers. More formats changes the displayed numbers to different formats. Fonts changes the displayed font. Font size changes the displayed font size. Bold, italics, and strike through. These tools change the font's appearance. The font color changes the font's color. Fill color changes the background color of the selected cells. Borders adds borders to the selected cells. Merge cells merges selected cells within one large cell. Horizontal align aligns the text within the selected cell to be either left, center, or right justified. Vertical align aligns the text within selected cells to be either top, middle, or bottom. Vertical align aligns the text within the selected cells to be either top, middle, or bottom. Text wrapping is next. This tool allows the text to be wrapped within a cell. Insert link. This inserts a link to another sheet or document. Insert a comment. Inserts a comment which can be read by your collaborators. Insert chart. Inserts a chart from the selected cells. Filter returns a filtered version of the source range. And functions adds a function to the selected cell. We're now diving into the practice portion of the video where we'll actually be creating a home budget. Step number 1, Google Sheets should be open as seen here. Number 2, take your mouse and highlight row number 1 from column A to column J, and that's done by clicking in A1, holding down the mouse clicker down, and then dragging it across all the way to the letter J here. Number 3, click on the merge command as seen here. Number 4, click on the center command. That's by clicking on the alignment tool and then clicking on center. Step number 5, click on the B for bold. Step number 6, change the font size from size 10 to 14. That's done by clicking on the 10 found at the top of your screen and then selecting 14. Step number 7, type your name and the words home budget. You do not need to click with the mouse if the long cell in row number 1 is still highlighted. Hit the enter key once to move the insertion point down to the next row after keying in the text with your name and the words home budget. Step number 8, click in cell A2 and highlight from column A to column J as seen here. Step number 9, click on Format from the menu bar. The Format menu should appear below it. Number 10, click on Text Wrapping from within the Format menu. 11, click on Wrap from within Text Wrapping menu. 12, now click within cell A2 and type month. Step number 13, tap the Tab key to jump to the next cell. Step number 14, enter the text food into cell B2 as seen here. Step number 15, now key in the following text as seen here. So you had on A2 you had month, B2 you have food. In cell C2, key in water bill. To jump to the next cell, hit the Tab key. In D2, type in property tax. After keying in property tax, hit the Tab key and you should be in E2. Type in gas. Hit the Tab key once and you should now be in F2. Key in the word electric. Hit the Tab key once and you'll be in G2. Key in Comcast Internet. Hit the Tab key once and you'll be in H2. Key in Magic Jack Phone. Hit the Tab key once and now you'll be in I2. Key in the word miscellaneous or MISC dot. And then hit the Tab key one more time and then key in the word total. After keying in all that text, we'll be ready for step number 16. Step number 16, click within cell A3, type the word January. Step number 17, after typing in January in cell A3, hit the Enter key once to move the insertion point down one space. 18. Now click back into January. Do you notice the small square in the lower right hand corner? This is a special tool. 19. Drag the small square down to row 14. Step number 20. Release the mouse on cell A14. If you do it right, it will add the months for you. This trick works with numbers too. So it should look just like this. We have January all the way down to December on those cells. And that is by dragging on that little blue square that's found on the bottom or lower corner of A3 next to January. Step 21. Now enter the data as is shown here. So in my class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the space bar to pause the screen here and let them key in the numbers. But you'll notice here that basically it's all numbers for the data starting in B3. So we have the number 430. Then if you hit the enter key, 450, hit the enter key, 420. So you just be entering in all of this data, and usually that takes only a couple of minutes really if you're doing it just hitting the numbers, hitting the enter key and typing quickly. Like I said, for those in the YouTube audience, just hit that space bar, it'll pause it. And then, so go ahead and hit pause now. Okay, now we're back here after entering in all that data. We should be ready for step number 22. So, step number 22, after you have entered all the data, click into cell J3. Now, cell J3 is just below the title total. And then click on the insert function command that looks just like this. Step 23. A menu should appear. Click on Sum. Step 24. Without using the mouse, key in B3:I3 and an orange dash line should highlight the numbers of the first row. Step 25. Hit the enter key once. 26. The total should appear in cell J3. 27. Now click back into J3. After clicking into the cell J3, you should have a small square in the lower right-hand corner as seen here. Now I'm covering up the total because I didn't want people just to type in the total. 28. Drag the small blue square down all the way down to J14. And that's done by taking your mouse. You'll notice that your mouse pointer will change to a black cross when it's in the right position. And then hold the mouse clicker down and then drag it straight down to J14. Step 29. Each month's total should appear within this column. Step 30. Click on the upper corner box, which has no writing on it, as shown in this picture. This is the Highlight All button. Step 31. The entire spreadsheet should become highlighted. Step 32. Now click on the currency command that looks like the dollar symbol. After doing that, choose the US dollar from the selection there. Now all of the numbers should have a dollar sign. 33. Click in cell A15 and key in the word total. 34. Click within cell B15 and then click on the function command as seen here. 35. A menu should appear. Click on Sum. 36. Without using the mouse, key in B3:B14 as seen here, and an orange dash line should highlight the numbers in the first column. 37. Now hit the enter key once. 38. The total should appear in cell B15. 39. Now click back into cell B15. You should have a small blue square in the lower right hand corner of it. 40. Drag that small blue square across all the way to J15. Step 41. Click on the number 2 to highlight row number 2 as seen here. Step 42. Click on the font selection tool that looks like this. 43. Select the color dark cornflower blue by clicking on that color as seen here. 44. Now highlight cells J3 to J14 as seen here. And that's done by clicking on J3 and then dragging straight down in the center of the cell, and those cells will all become highlighted in blue as seen here. Step 45. After highlighting those cells that contain the totals, use the keyboard shortcut to open the chart editor. That shortcut is Alt-IH. 46. Within the chart editor window, click on the columns chart icon that looks similar to this one here. 47. Click on the blue Insert button to insert that chart into your sheet. Step 48. There should be 12 bars. If your chart has 13 bars, then you have highlighted too many cells. 49. Place the mouse pointer near the top of the chart as seen here within this circle, and then drag it down to row 20. Step number 50. The spreadsheet should look just like this, with the chart that's sitting below row 20 as seen here. Step 51. Click within cell A16 and key in the word MIN for minimum. Step 52. Click into cell A17 and key in the word average, or the short version of it is AVG. 53. Click in cell A18 and key in the word max for maximum. After keying in those words, the spreadsheet should look like this, where you see that I have min, AVG, and max in those cells. Step 55. Click in cell B16 and then click on the function command, which looks like this. 56. Select the min command. 57. Without using the mouse, key in B3:B14 and an orange dash line should highlight the numbers in the first column. Hit the enter key once. 58. Click in cell B17 and then click on the function command. 59. Select the average command. 60. Without using the mouse, key in B3:B14 and an orange dash line should highlight the numbers in the first column. Hit the enter key once. Step number 61. Click in cell B18 and then click on the function command. 62. Select the max command. 63. Without using the mouse, key in B3:B14 and an orange dash line should highlight the numbers in the first column. Hit the enter key once. 64. After following these steps, these cells should look like this as shown here with these numbers. 65. Highlight these cells from B16 to B18. 66. After highlighting these cells, drag the small blue square found in the lower right-hand corner of the cells to the right all the way to J18 as seen here. 67. You may print or share the spreadsheet with Mr. Berry. If you created this within the shared folder, it's already being shared with Mr. Berry. Congratulations, you have completed the home budget. Now these next projects, they'll be done more independently, so I'll give you some of the steps, but not all of them. That way you get to practice some of the skills that you learned in the first projects. So let's get started with the business spreadsheets. Project number 10, mini communication satellites. Number 1, open a new spreadsheet within Google Sheets. You can do this by clicking on File, then going down to and clicking on New, and then going across and then clicking on the green spreadsheet icon. Step number 2, using the skills learned from the first portion of the lesson, create the spreadsheet as seen here. So in my class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be hitting the space bar here in a few moments and pausing this video. And for my YouTubers out there, you can hit that space bar and then key in the information here. So go ahead and hit that space bar now and key in that data. Welcome back. Now we're ready for step number 3. After keying in that information, use the function command to find the totals. Please change the font size to look like the ones which are pictured here. Step number 4. Please share the spreadsheet with Mr. Berry as you did with the very first spreadsheet. Now project number 11, the Chrome Store with graphs. Number 1, open a new spreadsheet within Google Sheets. Project number 11, the Chrome Store using graphs. Step number 1, open a new spreadsheet within Google Sheets. Number 2, create a spreadsheet as shown here. Use the sum function to find the totals. Hit the space bar to pause the video at this frame here so you can key in this data. Welcome back. Now we'll be ready for step number 3. After keying in that data, highlight from cell A3 to cell H4. Do not highlight the totals. Step number 4. Use the keyboard shortcut Alt-I-H to open the chart editor as seen here. Number 5. Click on the blue Insert button to insert this chart. 6. Move the chart below the data so that both the data and the chart can be seen at the same time. If you have a title in yours, you may remove it. Just right-click on the title that you wish to remove and then select Clear Title. Project number 12, the Bakery with graphs. Number 1, open a new spreadsheet within Google Sheets. Number 2, create the spreadsheet as shown here. Use the sum function to find the totals. So in class and also for the YouTubers, go ahead and click on or press the space bar to pause this video so you can key in that data as well as the labels. Welcome back. Step number 3. Create the chart from the data to demonstrate the skills in chart making. So you can use any type of chart that you want as long as it shows the totals. Now we'll be diving into the review of Google, Microsoft, and Yahoo services. So in this chart, you'll notice I have different services and different companies. For the first service, document creation. For Google, we use Google Docs. For Microsoft, we use Microsoft Word. Next service, spreadsheet creation. For Google, we use Google Sheets. For Microsoft, we use Microsoft Excel. For presentation, we use Google Slides. For Microsoft, it's Microsoft's PowerPoint. For online storage, we use Google Drive, and then we use Microsoft's OneDrive. For especially photo storage, we use Google Photos, which is unlimited photos. For Microsoft, you can use the OneDrive, but it limits you to only 5 gigs. For email, we have Gmail or Microsoft Outlook. And for Yahoo, we use Yahoo Mail. We're now ready for the questions for lesson number 10. Now, if you're taking this for credit, you may email me the answers, or you may write it down on a piece of paper, put your name on it, and then hand it to me in class if we're doing this in class. Question number 1. Does Google Sheets work offline? Question number 2. Can Google Sheets open a Microsoft Excel workbook or worksheet? Question number 3. Are numbers or letters used to designate rows? Question number 4. Are numbers or letters used to designate columns? Question number 5. What is the name of this tool? Question number 6. What is the name of this tool? Question number 7. What is the name of this tool? Question number 8. What is the name of this tool? Question number 9. What is the name of this tool? Question number 10. What is the name of this tool? Question number 11. Which keyboard key is tapped to jump to the next cell? Question number 12. What does the function sum do? Question number 13. What does the function max do? Question number 14. What does the function min do? Question number 15. What does the tool look like that highlights all of the cells within your spreadsheet? Question number 16. Please draw the fill color tool. Question number 17. Please draw the currency tool. Question number 18. Please draw the percentage tool. Question number 19. Please draw the undo tool. Question number 20. Please draw the text wrapping tool. Question number 20. What is the name of the online storage app from Microsoft? Question number 22. What is the name of the online storage app from Google? Question number 23. What is the name of the email app from Microsoft? Question number 24. What is the name of the email app from Google? Question number 25. What is the name of the email app from Yahoo? Question number 26. What is the name of the document creation app from Microsoft? Question number 27. What is the name of the document creation app from Google? Question number 28. What is the name of the spreadsheet creation app from Microsoft? Question number 29. What is the name of the spreadsheet creation app from Google? Question number 30. What is the name of the presentation creation app from Google? Hey, that was lesson number 10 with Google Sheets. We went over all the different features and different tools, and we actually got to create a number of different projects there. We even had a little test at the end. Hey, hopefully you enjoyed this. You clicked on thumbs up, and also hopefully you share the video with your social media. Really appreciate that, because that's the only way this video is being promoted. And if you have any ideas for future videos, please leave those in the comments, or any comments at all, because I love to read your comments. And I'll leave you here with some of the video editing software snapshots that I use to create the video. Alrighty, well, see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.